So to answer question one, Zayn's family dynamic is definitely a abusive one because his parents are abusive, but he also has to be a caregiver because he's an older sibling, so he kind of takes care of his younger sisters. To describe his relationship with his parents, it's subservient because we see Zayn do multiple tasks for his parents. For example, he goes and gets tramadol for his mother to soak in clothing and give to the brother that's in jail. There's also a violent and restrained relationship going on because Zayn's parents threaten to kill him multiple times. They hit him, call him names, especially when he tries to stop Sahar from marrying Assad. And then there's also a lot of anger and tension between them. Like when Zayn comes home, he tells his mother that it is none of her business where he went. And he just seems very angry at his parents in that scene when he comes back home after being gone for so long. So for Sahar, his younger sister, he's very protective because he knows that Assad, an older man, is trying to marry his little sister. And so he tries to protect her as much as he can by trying to wipe off her makeup when Assad comes over and trying to stop the parents from giving Sahar to Assad. He's also very caring because he helps clean her pants and gives her a shirt to use as a pad when she's on her period. He's also very attentive because he notices the blood on her sheets and her pants, and he's also aware that the parents might sell a Sahar to Assad if they notice that she's on her period. And so the humanity of the parents is definitely shown during the courtroom scenes. For example, the father pleads that he would be a better person if he had the choice, and that he was born and raised this way, and that he was told that without children he wouldn't be a man. And so this is really pulling at the audience heartstrings, especially when the mother is pleading that the lawyer should put herself in her shoes and imagine feeding her kids water and sugar because she has nothing else to give them. And so this really causes the audience to feel like maybe they aren't totally in the wrong. And I think that being clueless about parenting is a cultural issue according to the movie, because Tygus is also lower class like Zayn's parents, but they both respond differently to stuff that Zayn does. So like when Tygus finds out that Zayn gave Jonas to Aspro, she understands why he did it and is apologetic and nice to him. But if the same thing had happened to Zayn's parents, they would have been a lot more mean, because like we see when he comes home after being missing for so long, instead of being happy and welcoming, they hit him and call him names and try to kick him out. And so I think the director brought in a character like Tygus and her son Jonas to kind of give this comparison to Zayn's parents, to show that people in the lower class can have different experiences based off of their culture and act differently. And then Zayn becomes a part of Tyga's family because she kind of brings him in as a son, and he acts as an older brother to Jonas. So Tygus is shown to be very caring towards Zayn, especially when she brings home a cake from her work to give to him. And Zayn is shown to be a good older brother figure to Jonas, like when he places a mirror in the window so that he can watch cartoons. And then when Tygus is arrested, instead of just leaving Jonas like he could, he takes care of him and even like goes to food dispensary to get him formula and diapers. So it shows that he really cares about him. So before watching these two movies, I didn't know a whole lot about Western Asian countries. And I found that the West tends to stereotype Muslims as being terrorists and dangerous people, and I think that corresponds to the violent nature of Zayn, like when he stabs Assad, and also the violent nature of the two fathers shown in a separation, because the main father, Nadir, is shown to be violent towards a pregnant woman, and then her husband is also very violent and threatening and trying to start fights throughout the movie. So something that surprised me about both movies was their depiction of foreign court systems. Because I'm from the US, so I'm very used to seeing a US court system. So it was interesting to see what it's like in Iran and Lebanon. In a separation, it seemed very different because it was filled with like small rooms and the hallways were full of people, and I felt like that's not like what you typically see in a courthouse. And in Capernaum, the court system seemed a lot more similar to the US, but the fact that a kid was able to take his parents to court doesn't seem like something that would happen in the US, but maybe it has. But both of those things really surprised me when seeing what court systems are like in other countries.